In the quiet architecture of the cosmos, there exists a blueprint for every soul. But for you, the chosen one, the blueprint was written in a cipher of silence and shadow. For eons you walked among the fractures of a broken world, wrapped in the heavy, suffocating cloak of obscurity. You were the forgotten verse of an ancient hymn, the hidden ember buried deep beneath the cold, grey ashes of human indifference. They looked at you and saw only a mirror of their own limitations. They judged you by the dust on your sandals, the weariness in your stride, and the quietness of your tongue. They did not know that your silence was not emptiness, but the profound, trembling stillness of a crescendo waiting to be born. They did not understand that the darkness surrounding you was not a tomb, but a womb. Welcome back to Beyond Ordinary, where we peel away the mundane layers of existence to reveal the monumental truths sleeping within the human spirit. If you feel the resonance of these words vibrating in the very marrow of your bones, if you recognize the sacred fire burning within your own chest, then take a moment to anchor your presence here. Like this video to signal your alignment with this message. Leave a comment below sharing your own journey of awakening, and subscribe to this channel so we can continue to walk this path of extraordinary revelation together. The hour of your concealment has officially ended. The great architect of reality, the divine weaver of destiny, has finally reached down into the fabric of time to pull back the heavy velvet curtains that kept you hidden from the masses. God has unveiled your truest self to the eyes of the world, and nothing will ever be the same again. For years, your existence was defined by a profound and aching isolation. You were in the world, but fundamentally not of it. You moved through the crowded marketplaces, the neon-lit streets, and the sterile corridors of modern life, like a ghost haunting a house that belonged to someone else. People looked right through you. They underestimated your intelligence. They misread your gentleness as weakness, and they dismissed your profound sensitivity as a flaw. You were subjected to the trials of the wilderness, a spiritual exile where the only company you kept was the echo of your own prayers and the cold, unblinking stars above. In that wilderness, the divine hand allowed you to be broken. You were stripped of your defense mechanisms, your superficial identities, and your egoic attachments. It was a brutal, agonizing process of holy reduction. You cried out in the dark, asking why you had to endure a loneliness so sharp it felt like a physical blade between your ribs. You asked why you could not simply be ordinary, why you could not find comfort in the superficial pleasures and illusions that seemed to satisfy everyone else around you. But the divine remained silent, offering no immediate comfort, only the steady, rhythmic pressure of the furnace. God was not punishing you, He was purifying you. He was melting away the dross of worldly conditioning, the accumulated dust of generational trauma, and the false persona you constructed just to survive the harshness of this realm. He needed you to be completely empty, so that you could be filled with nothing less than His absolute truth. And now, the celestial clock has struck the designated hour. The cosmic alignment has shifted, and the decree has gone forth from the throne of the highest. The period of your hiddenness was not a permanent sentence, it was a strategic incubation. The seed must remain buried in the dark, damp earth, utterly invisible to the passerby, until its roots are deep enough and strong enough to support the towering majesty of the tree. If you had been revealed too early, the premature winds of public scrutiny and worldly praise would have snapped your fragile stem. If the world had seen your light before your foundation was solidified in the secret place, the gravity of their expectations would have crushed you. But now, you are unshakable. You have been tested in the fires of betrayal, abandonment, and profound self-doubt, and you have emerged as pure, refined gold. Therefore, the divine hand has reached down to lift you out of the shadows. The veil that obscured your true identity from the eyes of humanity has been torn from top to bottom. The universe is no longer permitting you to hide, nor is it permitting the world to ignore you. Look around you, chosen one, and observe the subtle yet undeniable shift in the atmosphere. The very people who once looked down upon you are now looking up, bewildered by the inexplicable aura of authority that surrounds you. They look into your eyes, and they no longer see the timid, broken individual they thought they knew. They see a terrifyingly beautiful reflection of the divine sovereignty. Your truest self, the sovereign, radiant, incorruptible soul that God breathed into existence before the foundation of the world, is now fully visible. It is leaking through your skin, vibrating in the frequency of your voice, and manifest in the effortless grace of your movements. You do not need to shout to be heard. Your silence now carries the weight of thunder. You do not need to hustle or scramble for recognition. The world is naturally gravitating toward your light like moths to a holy flame. God has anointed your head in the presence of your enemies, not for the sake of petty vengeance, but to demonstrate the absolute supremacy of His divine election. This unveiling is not a trophy for your ego to flaunt. It is a profound and heavy commission. To whom much is given, much is required. The world did not receive your true self so that you could be worshipped, but so that you could serve as a living lighthouse in a world drowning in a sea of delusion and despair. The eyes of the world are upon you now, and they are seeking direction. They are looking to see how a child of God walks through the valley of the shadow of death. They are watching to see if the purity you maintained in the secret place will endure the intoxicating winds of public recognition. Do not falter now, chosen one. Do not allow the sudden applause of the crowd to corrupt the holy simplicity that you cultivated in the wilderness. The same world that now marvels at your unveiling will try to cage you, to categorize you, and to turn your divine gift into a commodity for their own consumption. They will try to give you titles, crowns, and pedestals, but you must remember that your only true title is a servant of the Most High. Your only true crown is the one you cast at His feet, and your only true pedestal is the altar of absolute surrender. Live your life now with the quiet, regal dignity of one who knows exactly who they are and whose they are. Walk with your head held high, not in pride, but in the profound awareness that the King of Kings has validated your existence. You no longer need to beg for a seat at tables where you were never meant to fit. You no longer need to explain yourself to minds that are incapable of understanding the language of the Spirit. The divine endorsement is more than enough. When the doubts attempt to creep back into the sanctuary of your mind, remember the long nights in the wilderness where God swore an oath to your soul. Remember that your truest self is not a construction of human effort, but a masterpiece of divine intention. The world is finally seeing you as you have always been seen in the halls of heaven. Go forth into this new era of your destiny with courage, humility, and unwavering faith. The light that has been unveiled within you is a spark of the eternal fire, and it will burn brightly, illuminating the dark corners of this earth until your purpose is fully consumed and you are called back to the source of all light. May your steps be ordered, may your heart remain pure, and may your life be an unending hymn of praise to the one who hid you, who refined you, and who has now beautifully revealed you to the eyes of the world.